So why I'm here, so I'm trying to build a digital agency, and I see right now that people contact with me and offer me something, and I think it will be great to educate yourself about what people doing, trying to find the best points where we can collaborate with you, find the best way how can we work together. So please do what you must do.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much. So yeah, my name is Kumaresh. I run an AI agency, so I pretty much help businesses just adopt AI, introduce them to automation, AI agents, workflows of how it can either save them time or increase them their revenue, or in most cases do both. Right. So that's pretty much what I do on a brief scale. And I know I mainly work with other marketing agencies and advertising agencies, because these guys have a lot of back-end workflows and automations, such as onboarding or proposals, or even some client processes where they could really use help with AI and automation and such, right? So pretty much I target these kind of agencies, and I work together to find what's hurting them most right now in the business, and see if AI and automation would be the right solution for that pain point. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Right. So I'm excited to show you something I've been working on for a while. So this is something that I built out for myself initially, but I see the potential in other businesses as well, because almost every business needs a content creation system, right? Because content is leverage. And so what I've done here is basically create a custom AI system using 3 specialized Claude GPTs that basically takes part of the whole end-to-end content creation here. And so how it works is basically the first GPT is in charge of content ideation, generating specific content ideas tailored to your ICP that feels like the post is directly talking to your ICP, which is crucial. When your ICP readers click on a post, they want to feel like that content is made just for them, right? So this GPT basically creates an infinite, endless array of content ideas, all tailored to your ICP persona. And the second GPT is in charge of crafting the actual post. This GPT is trained on the best performing posts out there, like Josh Braun and a couple of other massive creators on the platform. So it's trained on their posts and mimics their style and the writing style as well. But also I've added my own posts as well to make sure it gets down my character and my brand voice and my tone of writing, right? So you want to make it personalized as possible. And the last GPT, which I believe is the most important key to the post, which is the hook. I believe the hook is 80% of the post. And this GPT is precisely just for crafting the hooks, right? So how it works is the output from the first GPT is fed into the second, and the output from the second is fed into the third. Basically, all these three working in synergy to create this content creation system that basically ideates a post, writes the post, crafts the hook, and adds the icing on the cake, and creates that perfect draft. You'll need like 5 minutes tops to review it before you click on post. So let me just show you how it works in action. All right, so here we are in the first GPT of the system, which is in charge of creating content ideas tailored to my niche, which is GTM teams mainly. So I'm just going to prompt it to say create random ideas for me to post. And as you can see here, it's given me around 5 content ideas, all tailored to my ICP niche. I'm just going to take the first idea here, which is solving the lack of a clear value proposition. So I'm going to copy this and go to our second GPT, which is in charge of crafting the post itself. So what I've done here is again just copy pasted the output from the first. And here, as you can see, it's given me a pretty detailed, a pretty decent copy for a LinkedIn post. And this is something you would see from other top LinkedIn creators out there, like the copy of it, the way it's structured, the way it flows. The last GPT, which is in charge of crafting the hooks, again gives us around 1 to 4 variations of hooks based on different hook writing styles that I've trained it on. And for example, I studied 1,000 plus LinkedIn bios that generate consistent leads. 99% of them follow this exact pattern. and then the post. I mean, in fact, for social proof, my last 3 to 4 posts on my LinkedIn feed has all been generated through this AI system that I've built. So if you're interested in learning more on how exactly I build the system out, feel free to drop comments down below and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Just a very simple question. So I'm a business. How can I use your what you're doing? So what are the first 3 steps maybe for the business? I can start to work with you tomorrow. What type of business are you interested in? I mean, big companies, small companies, or some what else?
Yeah, so I mainly help out small businesses and mid-market businesses, because right now enterprise businesses, with the problem with them is they have a lot of set processes where, even if we do want to help them, either they don't usually go for an outside vendors as a like one man agency or some sort. So they usually find a way to do it themselves in house, right? So as compared to small businesses, and like in the range of, let's say, at least 1 employee to at least even 50 to 100 employees, these kind of businesses can do it by themselves, but they don't have the time to do so or the resources. So that's why it makes more sense for them to work with someone on the external who is an expert in this, and can bring them results as well. And usually they will just take a percentage of the revenue or profit they bring in for the business. So it's kind of like a win-win for both parties. And and the way I work with them is pretty much, if I had to put in 3 steps, would be discover, design, and then analyze. So first step, of course, we would just hop on as just like initial call, something just like this, to understand what kind of business they do and what are the day-to-day operations, and what kind of any just end-to-end kind of description of what their business does. And as we just walk through it, I'll take down notes and figure out where which kind of processes where AI could help and where AI shouldn't help, right? And when I say shouldn't, I say that because some processes, I believe, right, where AI can help but shouldn't, because I think that those processes are best for the human creative output we shown there, right? So I believe that, even as an AI agency owner, I believe that not everything should be automated. I believe that the boring, the routine work can be automated, and the other parts, like designing, visual, creative stuff, should be left to humans as well. So the initial call will be just for that, walk through the pain points and once we figure out some sort of project scope, then we go through and figure out some sort of project roadmap where I would propose of how I can help the client with their pain points. And so we sort of agree on the scope, and we just start working together, until we build out a system that suits their needs.
For my understanding, very simply, how can I use you in my business? For example, okay, I'm a digital marketing agency. So how can you be useful for me as a company owner? What we can start? So you come to me and you say, I can do 1, 2, 3. So very simply, when you say about AI automation, it's a very big market. AI automation in what? So you code, for example, something, you add tools to the website, you work with OpenAI, and you can implement some tools from there. When you say about artificial intelligence and automation, so maybe you just help people, you can use ChatGPT, and you can just create text or copyright in it. So what is your things which you can offer to me, for example, as a company owner? Very simply.
Got it. So one of the things I offer right now is, I think that's also one of the reasons we hopped on this call, was the content system that I built. So pretty much this system can generate content ideas, full-on LinkedIn posts that are targeted to your ICP and persona. So you can post on LinkedIn, and you don't even have to ideate what to post next or anything, because this system will come up with the ideas, create the content for that idea, with the proper hook structure, the proper body, and everything, and give you the final draft, which you can just like review and post it onto your LinkedIn page. And yeah, that's it. So that's pretty much one of the systems we offer.
Okay. So LinkedIn content generation, yes. So,
Yep.
for example, when I do content for my LinkedIn, so I have an idea. I go to ChatGPT. I create prompt, or I have a prompt already. For example, create an article, Forbes style. So it must be formal. It must has CEO words. So I generate. Then I go to the ideogram or mid journey, create content there, like a picture, and then I put everything in LinkedIn, and you can simplify and make it more automated. So you can use like software, or for example, Expand or something like this. How it works on your end?
Yeah, no. So in terms of LinkedIn automation, I would not suggest to use some sort of automation to directly post the content, because LinkedIn is very strict about automation. So we've seen accounts getting banned because they use LinkedIn automation, like in terms of posting the content directly. So my system, what it does is, so you said, right? So you have to go into ChatGPT and type a prompt of saying, oh, you want this idea, use formal language, use a casual tone of voice, something like that, right? So we would just I would basically create this system, which consists of these like 3 agents, where it's already pre-written and pre-trained on your past articles and the way you write. So it knows how to write like you. So it does not, the content does not sound AI generated, it sounds more like you. And even for the ideation part of it, let's say on like a rough day, you wouldn't have any ideas to come up with, and you're a digital marketing agency, so you want to create content that attracts your potential clients, right? So these system also comes up with ideas that you can create content that are guaranteed to attract these potential clients of yours. So you can just type in saying, oh, I don't have any idea to post about right now. Give me an idea. I'll give you a list of 3 to 5 ideas you can choose from. You can choose one and use the second agent to create a post around it, and use the third agent to create a compelling kind of hook to capture the attention of the readers, so that they can click on the post and read more, right? So this is sort of the system we build.
And so you have like a software which can do it automatically, or you still do it manually. How it works?
Yeah, so we create these. I create these 3 agents in Claude, right, as 3 separate agents, and like I said, the first agent will be on ideation, second is terms of creating the content, third in terms of hook. But right now the process is basically, once you get the output in the first, you just copy and paste that into the second agent, and that into the third, and from the third you can keep on chatting with the agent until you get the final kind of content you like. You can copy paste that into LinkedIn, and you can make your own edits over that, review it, right? So what usually, from ideation to the end final post, what it'll usually, for me personally, it'll take at least 1 to 2 hours to just for one post. But right now it'll just take me like barely 10 to 15 minutes to get out that one post, and I know for sure this post is going to attract any few potential clients, because the idea, we've already trained it on sort of the what kind of audience I want to attract with these posts, right? So we've done that already with the training of the agents, so that the time is reduced, and in 10 to 15 minutes I have hyper personalized content going out.
You said that you give a guarantee to what you do. So you say it will be guaranteed that this post will attract attention. What type of guarantee, warranty, or something like this you offer? So I mean, for example, people, no, okay, we will make a contract with you, you say this post will attract 1,000 views, okay, and 200 likes, or maybe 150 reposts. So how can you make such a statement? So is there any system you use for it? Or I mean, we are not talking about bots, yes. We need only alive people. So for example, if I like we will make a contract with you. How you can give a guarantee for this?
Oh yeah. So when I said guarantee, in terms of LinkedIn, there's absolutely, I don't think anyone can guarantee anything, and I'm not going to attempt to guarantee, because for every kind of LinkedIn profile, it depends, depending on whether the content goes viral, it depends on the algorithm, bunch of other factors, where I'm not going to attempt to guarantee, using this will get you 1,000 likes or 50 comments, right? So, but what I can assure you is it'll get you way closer to that first draft of creating the LinkedIn post, compared to you just using manually, typing in the ChatGPT, use this content, use this tone of voice, create this article, where it will, come up with emojis and hashtags and sort of that formatting, where when people read it, they know it's AI, and they click off, right? And if you want an example, just take a look at on my own LinkedIn, I use this own system, and as you can read through all the posts, as you would see, most of them are, at least I would say 70% of these posts are fully written by AI, where I can just come in and change some sort of words I don't like, and sort of stuff like that, right? So in terms of AI in this system, I would say this just helps you get way closer to that first LinkedIn draft, and in terms of ideation and creating the post around it. But in terms of guarantees, I do not propose any guarantees.
Okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. I heard this
Yeah,
word.
no worries.
So maybe I thought you were a magician, So okay. So, but do you have any statistic? For example, do you think that posts attract a lot of attention? So do you use any other tools like the sliders or something like this? So or you just create content? With your agents.
Yeah. So for me personally, so right now this system, I'm actually working with another client to get it implemented with them. So I'm helping them build it out as well. But until now, I've only used it for myself, and for me, my goal is personal branding, right? In terms of, so I just create content around the workflows I build out, my own personal stories or whatever. So in terms of personal branding, I use the system, and for that, it's been really helpful to make sure, even if let's say on a bad day I run out of ideas, I can rely on the system to give me some sort of idea or inspiration, at least, to create post around, right? So for me, so for example, in the month of January, I posted every weekday. So I did out about 20 content pieces in January, so that every weekday, and I couldn't have done that without support from a system like this, where I would just come in around, come in the evening onto my laptop, just give it an idea, and in about 10 to 20 minutes, I'll have this first draft of the LinkedIn post ready to go, and I'll spend another 5 to 10 minutes on it, just curating it, reviewing it, changing it a bit here and there, and just hit post, and I'll just do that every day, right? So compared to me doing that manually every day, just using ChatGPT alone, about giving these prompts manually, that would again take much more time of 1 to 2 hours, and about, of course, struggling for ideas and content about, will this post get more likes, or will this post attract the type of clients I want to work with, right? So there's a lot of stuff surrounding that as well, right? So in terms of content, it's just one pillar of LinkedIn. Of course, to grow on LinkedIn, there's a whole separate kind of topic or niche, where obviously there are these LinkedIn growth coaches out there, where you say you can send out LinkedIn requests or increase your following, and send out DMs, do cold outreach and stuff like this. So that's a whole different topic. But in terms of content, helping you get to that first draft faster, I think the system's the way to go.
So you told that one post usually it takes 2 hours to create, yes?
Yep.
So, and for example, if needed 5 posts a week, so we publish it only on we post it only weekdays on LinkedIn, yes? No posting on weekend, or it's like a mistake? What do you think?
No. So it's not a mistake per se, but just I think good practice. As far as the people I've talked with, I think they also seen that just posting on weekdays works. You don't want to post too much as well, not too little. 3 to 5 times a week is good. So right now, I've seen my quality of content drop when I did 5 posts a week. So right now I do 3 posts a week. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So and for me, that's kind of the sweet spot I'm working with right now, where I don't compromise on quality as well.
Okay, so 3 posts a week. It means 6 hours per week. It means 24 hours a month. how much you charge for it? Very simple question. So, for example, if you do one account, so it will take 24 hours a month. How much will it cost for the company?
Yeah, so in terms of pricing, this system is more of like a one-time fee, right? So it's not a recurring my model. I'll just come to your company, help you guys on building this out, and then I also enable you guys for how you can use this yourself, right? So to make sure that I don't want you guys to kind of depend on me for your next piece of content, because if you have to hey Kumaresh, I need the next content to go out, right? I don't want you for your performance to depend on my availability or sorts, right? I think that's why the whole AI and automation space exists, to kind of reduce that dependency on other people for performance and stuff. So the price, in terms of pricing, it's more like a one-time fee, and it would cost anywhere, I think, depending on the timeline, anywhere from $500 to $1,000 USD. And this is a one-time fee, right? So I'll help you guys come in and build the system out, these 3 agents. And once it's built out, of course, have maybe like one training session of enable session for you and your content team of how you can use this system yourself. And if you want to change some sort of info about the agent or the prompting, where you can do so, and the stuff like that, we'll have one session after the handover as well. So that's how it works.
So if a resume, one-time deal, 500 to 1,000, no additional payments in a year, in 2 years, just one-time deal.
Nope.
So you give us access to these 3 agents. Is it based on any platform, or it's just a set of prompts for Claude or something like this?
Yeah, so the only kind of investment other than this 500,000 would be just the $20 per month on the Claude plan, right? So using on Claude, you'll just pay $20 a month to use the Pro version, where you can create these custom agents. And I would create all these agents on your account, right? So you would have access to them. And in terms of the prompting and the training of the agents, I would help you all with those and get the whole system up and running in your system, right? So that's how, that's how it works.
One more question. So, right now I'm a little bit stressed because working as a marketing person, so I understand that content change 3 times a day. So 3 times a day we have a new ChatGPT, we have a new I know platform to create images, something to create videos. So everything is changed. So are you planning to update your agents with any period? I mean, in 2 months, or you? Because what I'm talking right now to my customers. So no need to buy a year subscription. No need to buy a year subscription to any product, so because it's changed every month. So you buy ChatGPT, right now it's Gemini, right now it's something else, Manus is coming. So you buy Ideogram, but right now it's Rivi, so new startup. You buy something, so I understand, you buy Opus Clip to distribute it, and it's already old. The moment you bought it, it's already old. It's like a new car, The moment you left the dealership, it's already old, The same with the soft. So do you think it's needed to be to update these agents in 2 months, or maybe? So can you add this additional service?
Yeah, so I think personally, in terms of updating it, I don't see. So obviously, like you said, day to day, week to week, there's all these new models coming out. But in terms of performance, they are not that different to each other, right? So how it works is all these new models that come out each week, they outperform the last one by just a bit, right? So it's not a considerable amount of change where we need to change entirely the model which we're working with. And at least that's what I've seen in the past 6 months. And why I went with Claude, my reasoning is I used both Claude and ChatGPT, and Claude is just way better at writing tasks, right? It writes more fluently and better. ChatGPT is better for more kind of creating like these documents and research kind of stuff, where Claude is better at writing. That's what I feel. And also, I also tested the same prompts in both Claude and ChatGPT, and Claude has performed better in my eyes, right? In terms of and even if you were to make the change to a better model per se in the future, that would only mean, that would only mean we'll still have the same prompt, we'll still have the same kind of supporting documents and training behind it, and if you wanted to shift to another model in the future, the process wouldn't be hard at all. So it would just be a matter of copying and pasting the same prompt, or tweaking your prompt a bit depending on the model itself, and just all the supporting documents of it would stay the same because it's based on your company and your voice and stuff, right? So in terms of if we were to change to another model in the future, the handover wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah.
So, for example, if company would like you to create example, so can you do it for them?
Yeah. So maybe if you could just give me some sort of information. So I would require some sort of information about the company, like what their services, their kind of ideal customer, and like what kind of customers or audience they're targeting, right? And what kind of post they want it to be, right? Because in post itself, there's these like top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel posts, right, to attract different kind of buying customers. So I think with all the information, if you could just give me a sample as well, I could definitely create something for you as a demo.
Okay, got it. So again, it's not like one product for everybody. You design a unique product for the company. So based on the interview you have with them, based on the customers they are looking for, yes. So you are not responsible for adding connects or something. You are responsible for the good content which consists of two things. First is a text, and the second is a catching image. Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of images. So right now the system does images, and why I'll also tell you, because in terms of LinkedIn, AI images does not work as well, right? In terms of content in general, people will just have some sort of a turn off, or kind of like they just scroll away if they see some sort of if they recognize that either text is generated by AI or the image is sort of AI generated, unless it's very kind of unique and creative and funny, like a meme or something, it's fine. But just in general, creating images using ChatGPT, where you can clearly tell it's AI, people tend to shy away from it. So in my early days on LinkedIn, I think back in last year, I used to do AI images on LinkedIn, and a good friend of mine, a LinkedIn coach as well, he was telling how AI images on LinkedIn would again hurt your growth. And of course, I saw the decrease in the amount of likes and interactions when I used an AI image compared to just like a real life image from my gallery of more, like me working in a cafe or something like that. Right. So that shift was a considerable amount of change as well. So I would not advise to use kind of AI images in LinkedIn posts.
Mm-hmm. And when you say about talks about, for example, small business. So right now I see that market is here, is terribly underserved for the small companies, like very small companies, like tire shop, maybe repair assistance, something like this. Do you think this company has a chance to be presented on LinkedIn and create something, to attract their customers?
In terms of, so you're talking about kind of these like service businesses, right? So like roofing businesses, home service, tire. So yeah, I think in terms of them, LinkedIn would not be the ideal platform, because most of the LinkedIn's audience are these professional, B2B, B2C kind of software people, right? And it's most like a professional space. And in terms of these kind of tire repair or roofing industries or home service industries, where it's more direct to consumer, it's like more of a one-on-one selling. The audience would not, your target audience would not ideally live on LinkedIn, So I don't think that's the best place to reach out for them.
Okay, got it. That's why they are not presented on LinkedIn. Yes.
Yeah.
So understood. Okay. So the last question. So if I would like to work with you, so first, how can I make a contract with you, and the second, how can I send the money to you, because you live at another location. So it's like a PayPal. So how it's organized?
Yeah. So if we decide to work together, just let me know by by LinkedIn DM, or I could also give you my WhatsApp number as well, if that's fine. Or just let me know. And so I think today is Wednesday, right? So maybe in next week, same time, or just early next week, or on Monday or Tuesday, we'll have another call, an onboarding call, where I would also draft up an initial kind of project roadmap of the timeline of maybe, let's say, 3 to 4 weeks. Let's say it takes to build our system, walk you through kind of the roadmap and about each week what we will do, and we'll set up kind of like a weekly call on to align on what we're working on this week, on on how we're creating this agent, and what kind of resources or information I would need from you and stuff like that, right? And in terms of payment, I would send you over an invoice using Razorpay. It's as a subsidiary of PayPal, so you can send your money through there. And in terms of payment, usually I would go for something. Usually I work with mostly like a 50% upfront and 50% on handover. But because this is a system where I'm building it out directly on your end, so I have no control over handing it over, because I build it as I go. So for this use case, the payment would be 100% upfront, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you say that payment can be divided in two parts: 30% upfront,
yep,
and 70% after you finish. So, and it usually takes about months. So if small medium business wants to buy your service, so they have to start from 150 or 300 immediately, and then
no, sorry, it's 50% and 50% upfront, 50% on completion.
50%.
It's 50-50.
50, because I heard the wrong way. So it's 50% upfront and 50% after you finish. Yes.
Yep.
So okay, and and usually it takes 4 weeks. So I mean, they can divide, so they can pay for your service during 2 months. Yes. No, because you start today. I pay you 500 today. So, and you say that it takes about 4 weeks to finish these things. So it means that for me as a business, the next payment will be in a month approximately.
Yep.
Okay, because sometimes when I work with a small business in right now, and sometimes they ask like a payment plan for service we do, and so because it's difficult for them to pay you immediately. So that's why I'm asking. So they have to pay. Start from 250 up to 500 right now, and another payment will be in a month after you finish.
Yep, precisely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
good idea.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for your time, and let's stay in touch. I will connect with you. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Yep. Thank you, Sergey. Bye-bye.